Hi everyone, I am April. I'm the owner of Build and Bloom Society, and today I'm going to walk you through all the steps of the creation process using the tools inside of the community. So first we're going to start on Claude with the color palette generator, which is in the community in the Style Hub. Let me see how I can share my screen here. Okay, so here we are in the Canva color palette generator, and so we are going for a garden elegant wedding theme today. So this is going to be really fun. I'm going to walk you through the whole process here. And so I'm just going to put in garden elegance wedding invite, RSVP, brides, wedding planners. Colors to include sage green, dusty rose, and gold, and then neon, bright. Let's do summer. This is what you'll get when you generate. So it'll give you 5 different ones that they're slightly a variation. This one's more bold, this one's more subtle, this one's more mixed. And so it'll just give you all of them. And so it'll have the hex codes, and you could just copy them. If you wanted that one, I'm gonna look and see. I'm liking I'm thinking this third one is probably the way that I'll go. I'm wanting, so let's see if the copy will work. Let's pull over to Canva, and then we're gonna, oh, did not copy them. Let me go back into the tool here, but you can still copy and paste them. There we go. And then, so you'll have the color palettes. Here we can just copy them here. What I like to do so that they'll be in the thing is I copy and then I just paste it so it is that color, each one, and then that way we have it in the actual design already. On copy, paste, there we go. Champagne color, copy, and then paste, there we go. Soft white linen, copy, and then paste, and then blush fog, copy, and then paste. And so now we have all of the colors within our document. So I'm going to just add a new page here. So now when we open up this, let's see all the colors, which I don't know why I added black, but I might have just done that weirdly. Anyway, what I like to do, since it's not necessarily let me copy it from the color palette generator, having them all together like this, and I'm going to copy. And what we're going to do, I go back to this tab, and I'm going to share my screen on Claude again. And then what we're going to do with that is we're going to go over to our clip art in prompt element generator. Open this up, expand, and we're going to paste those hex codes in, and you'll see they fill right in. And then here we'll just go through, let's see, let's collapse that. Okay. Here we'll just go through. We're going to do antique, garden, elegance, wedding stationery, and then we can have a template, stationery, invitation, printables. And so here we can select all the styles we want. So I want to do botanicals and florals. I want to do borders and frames for sure. I want there to be a pattern and texture. That would be fun to make. We can also make, we can make one of each, but I'm just going to try to keep it a little bit simple this time. We're just going to add our own text. We don't really need icons or symbols. I'm just going to go with these 3 for now. And so what I want to do is I'm going to do them isolated elements, and then I want to make them for a 5x7 card. And so they're going to look a little bit different. They're going to fit a card better if you pick that. Because if you do them square, they're going to be in the square format and it doesn't quite fit that one. And then we're going to choose our art style here. Where do I want to go with it? It's always a hard choice, man. It's always a hard choice. Maybe botanical illustration, and we'll see how that comes out. I'm going to be using ChatGPT to avoid. I'm not really going to put anything to avoid, and we don't have any text or anything like that, so I'm just going to generate my prompts from there. Just wait, and it will generate our clip art prompts. I really love this tool. This is one of my favorite ones that I've made. I love that you can just put your hex codes in and it will make everything cohesive to those colors. And it'll show you again the colors right here. Okay, so you can see that it copied it. We're going to take it, and so I'm just going to paste it right in. I'm going to read it and just see what it comes up with for the first try. I've been really liking ChatGPT lately, but I also do use Kittle. I don't use any of the other ones. I may have to try. Oh, my light just died. There goes that. Anyway, I don't really use Midjourney or anything. I've been getting, oh, that's stunning. See, really good results with ChatGPT, although it generally saves at a low DPI and we want 300 DPI. And so I've had to upscale everything from ChatGPT. So keep that in mind. I'm just going to go back into Claude, but I'm not going to show the screen because I'm just going in to copy another prompt in. So I'm just coming right back to this one. And I'm just going to paste it right back in here. And then I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep going back and forth until all of our prompts are copied and pasted. And I can't send this one until that one is made. So it takes a little bit of time on ChatGPT because it will not let you send a new one, but that is okay. And sometimes it'll ask you which one you like better. I know liking this one, so I'm going to click that one. And then paste in this next one. See, it's so easy. Corner, and then so we have a decorative border next. Yeah, and it's just a process, but it's a lot faster than prompting ChatGPT or anything like yourself and getting the results that you want. It being able to give you the prompt and the colors, it matches exactly the colors that you need. I feel like this tool is just really helpful and really different than it just saves you a lot of time in the creative process. And that's the whole point of my community, is to save people a time in the creative process. And so that's why I created this tool. I just love it so much because there's just so many styles that you can do with it. There's just so many ways that you can use this tool, and I just love it so much. It just saves a lot of time. Just a little bit of a waiting game when you're generating. When it is on this forever, sometimes a hack you can do is just resending it, and sometimes that will be better. See, that one went right away. And it's giving me another one of those response ones as well. So when it finishes generating, I can choose which one. That one over there is still generating, but they turned out really pretty. I'm thinking I like this one a little bit better. I'm gonna go with that. Oh gosh, come on. I already clicked on it, lady. Come on. I don't know if ChatGPT is a lady. Probably not. Okay, first something is going on there. So I'm just gonna stop it because stop answering. Something's going on there. Let me copy and paste this again. Let me refresh the page. Something's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna send the next one. Here we go. All right, now I can go back. Single decorative. Okay, that's the last one I was on. Border. Let me grab the next one. Once that generates, we'll send that one in. We've got a lot of great ones so far. I've got that one, and while that is going, I'm gonna go through and save these. I like the vintage style, like a line art. Let's see this one. It's just so quick, and every time it is set to produce the image on an isolated white background for very easy removal. And so that way it is ready to put on your page. Okay, I love that. That's very pretty. I think we'll probably definitely be using that. Is gorgeous. Okay, we're going to send this next one in. And I'm going to go back and copy this one. And while that is loading, I'm going to reshare the other one in Claude because I want to show you that how many prompts it gives you. So it gives you borders, a wreath, corner flourish, rectangular botanical frame, horizontal divider, an oval cameo style frame, and then it'll give you a pattern too if you've selected pattern. So we are on this one right now, horizontal decorative border. So I'll go back and share that screen again. And we're going to go back to ChatGPT here. So yeah, that's the one we're on, the horizontal decorative divider. We just wait and wait. That's the name of the game with AI. Just wait. Especially ChatGPT lately. It's been really slow. Just want to make all this clip art already so we can get to doing our stuff already. That's pretty. Okay, we're going to send this one oval ornate frame. We're going to go back to the other one. And here we have our patterns. We've got 2 patterns, 2 prompts left. This is the second to last prompt, and this one is a pattern next, and then we'll have one more after that. I've had so much fun with this tool. I've tested it a bunch of times, and the most recent clip art packs in the community have been from this tool that I created. And so it's just an easier way for my workflow to be sped up as well, because I have tons of stuff to make for the communities. I have 2 communities actually. So the stationery and digital product one, Build and Bloom, and then I have the print on demand one as well, which is essentially the same exact concepts, but it's just for print on demand. I do build for both of the communities. Anyways, this one is taking forever. There we go. See, sometimes all you just need to do is refresh it, and that one is very beautiful. That one is very pretty. So we'll send this next one. It should be a pattern, and then I will grab the other one, the very last one. Oh, pretty. And it even did it in the card format, which you can also do it in 1:1. You could just click edit here and you could change the aspect ratio to 1:1 and it will make a new one for you. I like doing that in case I want to use it on different things. It's more like a tileable pattern. And 5x7, I don't think necessarily would be exactly tileable, but possibly. I'm not too sure, but I like to make them in 1:1 as well. And then we'll just have one more. And we can pull it directly into our template. See, that's pretty too. And then we just have one more. And what's good about it is that even if you don't use all of this on one project, you have packs of clip art that now you can sell or you can use on your projects and on your templates so you have a cohesive set no matter what you're creating. And so that was my goal with this, is that it gives you everything you need to create clip art sets, add it to your templates to make template bundles, or just add it to existing PLR templates that are in the community and make it a new style. And so that was my thought process around making this tool. I want to be as helpful as I can and give you all as much as I can to help you. So this is our last one. Then we can go on to creating. I'm so excited. This has been so fun. This is the slowest part of the process. I feel like once you get all of this together, the rest just falls together so fast. And then I'm going to also show you the mockup prompt generator as well that you can plug in all of your stuff very easily. Oh, that's so pretty. See, that was worth the wait, man. I am going to hop over to Canva now. Okay, so now we have our invite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload all of that we just got. I'm going to look and see which ones I want to use here. What I like to do is I'll fill it all the way and then do background remover. It is a pro feature to have background remover. And then in order to make templates too, you have to have pro. I would say that's very well worth the investment there. You could do oval type thing. If you wanted to do an oval card, you could do that as well. I don't think I'm going to do that one actually. I think I'm going to stick with this one because it does create an oval shape in the middle and we can pull it out further. Almost all the way, like touching the edges there. I do like this. Now let's remove the background. That way we have it on that background color. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to add some text. And so we're going to add our text here. And you can always go into ChatGPT and ask as well. We're just going to go with very simple text. And also make sure when you're doing the text, it's free. It's going to be a template because you want people to be able to edit it. And so let's see, you are invited. And I'm just going to duplicate that to celebrate the union. You can put whatever you want here. You can do 2 if you wanted to. I'm not going to make this that green color. So if it's bright enough, it's not quite bright enough. So what I'm going to do is just deepen it just a tad. And I'm going to go a little bit more sage than that, like a little bit more. That's better. Just celebrate the union of it. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do that pink color on the next one. I think what I want to do is add another text box here. And let's see. So we want the free font. I want to do Marissa Age because it's more of a thicker font and it has like an aged feel to it. And Lucif. I like this. This is pretty. And then I'm going to bring it down just a tad. And I'm going to bring it closer. A little bit closer there. Perfect. I love that. Okay. I might actually change just the and to this color. I like to be super right in the middle. And then here we can do 10th. Still 10th of August 2026. Then you could do PM in the afternoon. You can do it however you want, just for the sake of this tutorial here. Let's see, 12. Let's go back down to 12 actually. 12. Do it however you want to. I don't think I'm liking that actually. So let's go 10. 10. Make it bigger. 10 of August. Actually, I'm going to do August. I'm going to do 10 August 10. Is that 1919? Okay. That looks a lot smaller than that. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger to make it even there. And then August, I'm going to do 2026 there. Does that look so weird? Okay. I'm going to size it up to where it matches August better. And then I'm going to select all these. You press Shift to select all of it and then center it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Elements here and just do Align. And then you can choose a thickness. I'm just going to do 1. I'm going to hold the Shift key and make it smaller. Turn it around, rotate it. Bring it down here where it's the same in between. And I'm going to make it either that pink color or maybe the gold. Some colors I end up not using in the thing, but in this case, I might actually want to use the gold here just to differentiate just a little bit. Maybe bring that up a little to accentuate the oval. Maybe that's a little bit better. Here we're going to do, just going to do the place it's going to be. Let's see. Anthony Chapel, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and then from there, we are gonna do, we'll just do like reception to follow. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit actually, so there's a little bit more room. Yeah, that's better. That way this has some room. And so that to me looks great. That to me looks really good. What I might do, I might just make that a tad bigger. Make sure it's centered and spaced well. This sticking out here gets in the way there, but it's centered, so I'm not worrying too much about it. So from here, to make the RSVP, we just go to custom size right here. What we want to do is go to inches. I usually do 5 by 3.5, and then create new page. And since we have other elements, I am going to copy this down. I'm going to add different elements on this page, and then I'm going to just click here. Just going to copy it and paste it here. RSVP by, let's see, July 15th, let's say, or let's say July 10th. A month ahead of time. That would be good. July 10th. I'm actually going to change that, make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to change that to green. Okay. Then here I'm going to add back in my, I think I might do, let me do this here. So background removal. And then I want to get a little bit bigger and move it. Or maybe do it this way. No, I want it to be flat on the bottom. So I'm going to do it this way. And I'm okay with it not showing the whole on the whole bottom. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take it and flip it like this so it connects in the middle. Oh, it makes a little heart right there. That's so cute. I didn't even realize that. That's cute. Okay. I like how that looks. And what I might do is I might make it bigger and put it all on the same line. That way, yeah, that is much better. That way it doesn't take up so much room on this one. Amelia and Joseph, and then RSVP. I'll bring it down even just a little tad further. Perfect. I think that looks great. There we go. And then for these, I usually do, for the choices, I usually do joyfully accept or regretfully decline. And so just line those up. And I'm going to do, I think I might do the pink in that. And then also what you do is you just usually do a square shape, square. Usually just make it as small as I can. Well, it's got a proportion in there. Just like that, and then maybe that big. And just line it up. I usually do no color, and then I usually do an outline. Probably about that big. And I think I'm gonna do the green. Nope. Make sure you have outline selected. And I'm gonna do the green, and then duplicate it, bring it down to that one so we have a checkbox. And then to make sure that this looks right, I'm gonna collect all of those, I'm gonna group them, and then just center it. And that looks pretty good to me. I might move it up just a tad. Maybe not. And I might take caps off of that and capitalize just these. Yeah, I feel like that looks a little better. Okay. And I like how this looks. So what I'm gonna do now, is now that I have this, I might actually make the RSVP card that off-white color. Ooh, I actually really like that. Let me see if the actual card color would look good, that color. Let's go to position. Sometimes if I don't want to mess up this, I'll just go to position and go down to the actual card color and see if I like it or not. It does give it a little bit more of an antique feel. I don't know which one I like better. I'm just gonna go with that color since that was part of our palette. I think it does tie it together really nicely actually. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna save these two pages here. And I save it. I just usually just save it as PNG. You can save it as whatever you want to. And we're doing page 2, so 2 and 3. I'll just download that. And now we just go straight into making our mock-up. So let me go back and let's go back into Claude. And then we're going to go to the stationery and digital prompt generator. And then when you open it up, it'll tell you how to use it. You can mark, don't show this again if you don't want to see that again. But what we're going to do for now, we're going to do a single product with the design already placed for wedding. And then we're going to do a wedding invitation for product type. And you have like all these that you would like. And then I just put 5, just to reiterate, I just do 517 again. And we're just gonna do matte cardstock for this. There's tons of options here for paper and card finishes, then also for wall art as well. And we don't have any, we're not gonna do gold foil or anything, but it's cool. This tool will take the design that you've given it and it will make it in gold foil if you wanted. It'll give you an embossed or it'll give you flat digital standard ink. That's what we want. And so this is going to be our photo. So we'll go here to downloads into where we just had our thing. I'll open it. And there we have our design. I think I want to do flat lay on linen. And then down here, we're not going to do a card stand or anything. So we're just going to pick where we want it to be. And I'm going to do one of my favorites is the Amalfi Coast. And then I'm going to do romantic and soft for the mood and aesthetic. And then from here, I love to do golden hour. That's my favorite. We're going to do summer. And we're going to do color palette. Let's do blush and gold. And then we could put the exact hex codes in here that our color palette was if you wanted to. You could do that as well. I'm just going to do thumbnail square, but you could also do for Etsy listing and it will come out in that 4x3 longer format. But to do a thumbnail, you could do just the square at first. And so we're just going to generate and just see what it comes up with. And then from there, we can make our mockup. There we go. And you'll see we have 5 prompts and they're all slightly different. That's what I love about my AI prompt generator. And then you just copy it here and we're going to take it straight into ChatGPT. So I'm going to share my screen from there. Just going to save this one from previously. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just paste from in here and we're going to grab the photo from our design. So it was page 2 of our design here. We're just going to open it. And once that loads in, we can just send it over. And it is going to create our mockup for us. And I also have PSD and Canva drag and drop mockups. If you don't want to do this option, you could just use those that I've already made and you can just drop your design straight into them and that'll work too. I just love this one. It's just so easy and you can choose exactly the setting that you want it in. You don't have to worry about if there's something in the mockup faults that you don't find what you need, you can make something custom really quickly. That was my hope with this tool, is that you would have the freedom to choose exactly what you needed and wanted. And the locations are just so fun to play with. I love it a lot. I've had a lot of fun with this tool. And you can also do digital product mockups with it too, like laptops and phones and also bundles. Oh, that looks so pretty. See, that turned out so good. Now, it did turn out a little bit more blue in our design than I anticipated. Maybe that was my fault, but I meant it to be more green, but that's okay. Sometimes you make mistakes. Okay, so let's download these again. I realize I'm not even sharing my Canvas screen with you, but I went through and fixed the colors. Now, let me go back over. Let's go back over and pick the actual photo here again and retry with this prompt. Because this will look much better. And while that is loading, I'm just going to go back in and copy that second prompt from our tool and jump straight back into this. And I like to upload it every time that I do so that it has a reference. Here we go. See, that's much better. That turned out much better. And it's beautiful. So I'm going to download it. Then we're going to send this next one. And then very quickly, I'm not going to go through every single prompt because I want to show you how it works. Go back to Claude because I want to show you the process of changing it to add a bundle. So you can add your pieces in here. This is the 5x7 invitation. And then to reiterate the size, you can do like that. And then you put it where you want it, like front, let's say you want it left front or left middle. And then you can add the RSVP card and you can say 5 by 3 inch RSVP. I always like to put inch. And then I want this one to be right center, so they're like this. That would be the case, hopefully. And then if you don't see the size that you want, you can always custom and type it in. So 5 by 3.5 inches. And so it's wedding. So it keeps the same thing that you had before, which is nice. You can switch between the two and it'll keep it for you. And then we're just going to redo this part. And then we're going to do generate prompts again. And it will take both pieces into account now. And I'll just show you a few from here. This has been so fun. Here we go. And then we just copy it. And then I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. And we're going to do both this time. So we're going to add both of these into here. And then we're going to paste it. And we're going to wait for that one to redo it again. And then we will see how this one turns out. You have clip art resources. You have a color palette that you can reuse. You can use it as a brand color inspiration. You could use it to create logos and stuff with your clip art prompt generator. So you can have a brand palette, color palette, you can have a brand sheet, you can make clip art set, you have mockups that you can create. You can create blank mockups with the tool, with the color palette you chose, and location that you chose, anything. So you can make this mockup right here and you can make it blank, tailored to everything that you've created. And so that you can put your designs on a blank mockup if you wanted to as well, or make it a cohesive set where you have the clip art, you have the brand, you have mockups, you have a complete system that you can go and sell. And so that's worth it to me because you have a bunch of things that you can make with it. And so that one turned out really well. And that was just another variation of it. And then here we're going to do both of these at the same time. So it will show us both the invitation and the RSVP in this one. So not only do you have cohesive mockups, you have 5 cohesive prompts, but they're slightly different. And so you'll have a whole listing in 2 generations. And so I think that's great. I think that's amazing that you can make your mockups that fast now. You don't have to manually do it anymore. You can just make it exactly how you want to, or you can go in and you can change the style completely. Let me send this one again. Oh, ChatGPT. It can be slow sometimes, but I love the tools that I've created for my community. I poured a lot of my heart into it, and I really think it's going to be helpful in the creative process to everybody who uses it. So that makes me very excited. And I like using it just to use it. It's just fun. I've made a lot of my promotional material for the communities and for everything that I've made. I made mockups for the mockup prompt generator itself. It's just really cool. Tool inception. But yeah, you'll have to explore it. It'll take you a couple hours to make tons of mockups. You can make so many different ones. And I love that once you go through all the process of writing everything in and adding your reference photos, you not only get one prompt, but you get 5 prompts. And that was important to me because when you're creating for listings, you're wanting at least 10 photos sometimes. It depends on where you post. For me, I've been posting on weekends, and so max will go up to 10. But for the majority, I just do 5 photos. And so it's been really easy to post on weekends. I don't really have Etsy shops anymore. I do have my mockup shop just as a demo for when I go through the process of showing people how to do the listing. But I rarely post to that anymore just because I'm giving all of my mockups to the community and my other community as well. So anything that I make, I am pouring back into my communities. Some reason this one is not. Let me refresh this page. Let's try again. Yeah, see, there we go. See, and it turned out beautiful. And you could even further give it your colors, and even this stuff in the picture would match your colors just a little bit better. But for the sake of the example, I feel like it did really well. It took the fonts and the stuff all exactly as it said, which that's why I have a reference fidelity mandate in mind. Although this part at the bottom looks a little off. Let me look at this again. It's not terrible. You want it to be correct. Let's try another. And it might just be chat getting it wrong, but let's try another one. Let me try prompt 2 with this one, and we'll see if this works better. Let's try prompt 2 and see if this will come up better. Let's do both of those again. Okay, let's try this again. See, it's still, for some reason, it's still doing that, which sometimes if it does that, I will reiterate it. I'll say, make sure the botanical border on the RSVP goes all the way to the bottom of the card. And sometimes it would let you draw or select an area, but now it's not letting you do that for some reason. I don't know, it used to let you draw on it, but let's just see if that will help. I don't know. Because sometimes I feel like it's not what you give it, because that is what it is. Sometimes it's just chat being chat. So no AI tool is perfect. So sometimes you just have to reiterate a few things and hopefully it does it right. So there it goes. Oh no, change the size of this card. That's not what I wanted. Oh, either way, honestly, I would just take that the way it is. Honestly, I would. Even though it did it, I think it was matching this one. Like it was thinking that it was gonna match it. And although you could move your design to make it go up like that and nobody would know. You could do it to match your actual design, but this one obviously ChatGPT messed up. That's not what it looks like. But this one I would take, honestly. This one I would honestly take as well. And I would just shift it up a little. Maybe take it and make it smaller to where it actually fits in the frame, just like it did on this one. That's just working with AI. I have reference fidelity mandates. I have reference fidelity mandates in all of my stuff. Oh, I realize I'm not even sharing that screen. Hold on, let me share Canva for the updates that I made. So here we go. There we go. Okay, see, I just moved it up a little bit and played with it a little bit. But you could make that a little bigger. Move that. See? And you can move it up a little like it was in the photo. That kind of thing. Just to give it a little bit of variation, whatever you want to do. Honestly, I don't mind just moving it to match my mockup if it looked fine to begin with. It has a little bit of a border down there, and so I don't really mind it having one right there. But like I said, usually doesn't make mistakes, but I don't mind shifting my design if it does. Sometimes it looks okay. So that is pretty much all for our design lab today. I was going to go into the listing process, but I'm sure most of you know how to do the listing process on Etsy. But I will show you one little tool that I have left that might help you with your titles. And so here we are, research. So Etsy listing title, I have this one that I made, and I cannot remember if it's in the community yet or not, but I just wanted to just go over this really quick. And here you'll put the wedding invitation with RSVP card, what it is, the niche, and your keywords. So you'll do the product research yourself from eRank, Insight Factory, Marmalade, eRank, all those. Just copy and paste your keywords in here, and then style and aesthetic, the key features, what makes it special, and it will generate some Etsy titles that you can use based on your keywords. And this will tell you to lead with your most searched term. So what you want to do is when you're typing in your keywords here, you'll want to do the top 3 first, and then it'll follow the 140 character limit. Separate your keywords with commas, and then filler words, make sure your filler words are appropriate and not just taking up space in your title. And so that's the tips for your title. And that way you can get easy generated titles for your Etsy shop based on your real keyword research. And so that is just one thing that you can use. And then if you're looking for a theme to do, or you want to make a bundle, say you want to make a bundle, you can go up to the bundle builder tools. And so I have one for stationery here as well. I don't know if this is in, which I need to fix it because it doesn't have our updated name or branding there, but this is for stationery and digital products. So this will say, what product do you have? So you'll list all the products that are in the bundle. Say I give you a party stationery bundle and it has an invite, it has a cupcake topper, RSVP, digital invite, gift sign, welcome sign. It has all those. So you'll list all of that, and you'll say the niche and style, party, and you'll say kids' birthday party, target buyer, busy moms, party planners, event planners, that kind of thing. And then you'll give your single item price, your lowest price that you usually do for a single item. Then you'll do what you typically do for mid-price small bundle. And then you'll do top price for a full suite of items, like a full bundle that you would want to resell this as. And then you give your top keywords here, and then any alternative colorways of these products that you might want to make, and then it will build your listing stack for you based on your price ranges and your product details. And so that's another thing. So you can have multiple bundle ideas and things to make. It'll give you ideas of how to bundle them, what to make out of one single PLR bundle. So that will give you all of that. And so all of these tools are going to be available in the community. If this one's not already, I will go in and add it once I fix the branding on this. If you're watching from YouTube, the link to my sales page will be in the description, or you can get these tools inside of my community. The Build and Bloom community is stationary, and this is where you can grab that tool, and you can grab everything in the premium tier. Everything is available to that tier. And so I will have everything linked in the description below. And if you are watching from my community, everything is in the community. And I hope you enjoyed this live and the replay of this live. And if you have any questions, just drop them in my community. As always, I am rooting for you. I am praying for all of you. And let's go build something beautiful.